Hey y'all, hey! This video I'm going to show you how to make this cutie puff for the hat that came in December's Ivy box. So cute. This hat just was cute, but now it's cuter. Okay, so I got all my yarn yesterday, which was the day after Christmas at Joann's. All the yarn is on sale. I'll walk the aisles for about 30 minutes trying to match the colors of the hat. I thought it was going to be impossible, but I found some options that work. So for the off-white color, I did the Red Heart brand in the color Eggshell. There are lots of off-white options, but that one worked best for me. This is Yarn Inspirations Simply Soft in the color Strawberry. And I was super surprised that that was almost a match. For the gray, there are also other options for gray, but I did the Bernay, is that how you say it? Softy, chunky. And in the color Heather, gray Heather. And then I also did Lion brand yarn in the color Green Bay. Now, yes, all these are different sizes. Of course, I wanted the same size, but I had to go, it was either do the same size yarn in maybe 2 colors or do all 4 colors with different sizes. And I wanted all 4 colors in my puff, so I have different sizes. This is the fun thing about, you know, DIYs and puffs. You can do whatever you want. So if you wanted to just do these 2 colors or these 2 colors or 3 colors, you know, have at it. So I watched a couple of videos on YouTube and kind of did a joint collabo of a few of them. So what I use is 2 toilet paper rolls, and then I had a box left over for Christmas, and I used a jar and cut out a circle because we're going to use this to trim our puff. This circle is about 3.25 inches, but when I cut my puff, when I trim my puff, I did it bigger. So I would probably cut your circle to maybe be 3.75 inches, and that will be the perfect size to trim. And that's about it. So what you're gonna do first is you're gonna get all of your yarn. It's gonna be off the screen. I just line my yarn up with the strings coming out. I lined them all up in a row, and I'm putting them together. And then I'm going to tie a knot at the end of all 4. Just a regular old plain knot. Nothing fancy schmancy. Then I'm going to cut it so it'll be even-ish. And make sure the scissors that you use are fairly sharp. Dull scissors will be a pain. So from here, you're going to take your 2 toilet paper rolls. You're going to slide the string in, and then you're going to push your fingers in here and kind of clasp them together. Now on this part, you don't have to use toilet paper rolls. You can use a piece of cardboard, a piece of cardstock, whatever you do. I just wanted to try this way. And so now you're just going to wrap. And in the video that I saw, the girl wrapped, my strings are tangled, just a second. She only used 2 pieces and wrapped her string, there we go, wrapped her string about 60 times. And so the first time I tried that, I did 60 times, and this is how big the puff came out. Way too big. So now I'm just gonna do 35 times. So this would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 35. So this is what you're looking like right now, and you're gonna want to just go ahead and cut the strings like so. Put that face down. Now you're going to get 2 strings And if you're using thicker yarn and smaller yarn, go with the smaller yarn, because these are the strings that will eventually tie into our hat. So you want to get maybe like 12 inches. Cut that off. And now we are going to tie a knot. So you're going to slip the string in between the two pieces of toilet paper rolls. You're going to hold it right there. And now we are going to tie a regular knot. The trick in one of the videos said twist it again. So instead of just doing one twist, you're going to do 2 twists, and you're going to hold it right there. Now you're going to slide your toilet paper rolls out. So you'll have something like this, and then we're going to finish twisting as tight as you can. Don't break your yarn. Then you're going to tie a knot. And I'm extra, so I tied about 3 times, which I'm pretty sure I don't have to, but I did anyway. And this is what you have. From here, we are going to cut our loops. So I just kind of found the middle where I tied. You want to grab like a sheet of paper or be on a blanket or something, because you're going, this is going to get messy. So now what you want to do is you just want to cut your loops. And you could do it in any kind of order. You don't want to try to cut them all at one time, because that's not going to work. I'm just going in and cutting as I see the loops. And this is the part where non-dull scissors come into play. If you have scissors that are dull, grab some foil and just cut the foil with your scissors, and that'll sharpen your scissors up. Okay, so I think I got all the loops on this side. Now we're going to flip it over. I need to cut this because that's from where I tied it off. Now we're going to just do the same thing with the other side. Okay. I think I got all the loops. And you're going to want to find your long strings that you tied it up with. One thing that I did forget to tell y'all was, after you cut your circles, on one of the circles, you just want to make a cut all the way to the middle of the circle, like that. So next, in order to have our puff looking nice and cute and even and puffy, we have to trim it. So we are going to stick that in there, so it's kind of like a base, and then we're going to open this up. We're going to put the other piece right there like this. Now I do this to make sure that it's lined up, and from here we're going to cut off all the excess. So you remember in the beginning I said mine was too small, and if you make yours 3.75 inches it'll be perfect. So when you see me trim, I'm going to trim a little bit bigger than the circle. So here we go. And this is all that you want to do. Now, if you cut yours to 3.75, you'll be trimming along the edge right here. Turn. I like how that is. So now I'm just going to flip this over. Did I cut my strings? No. Be sure not to cut your strings. Flip this over and just trim the same thing. Trim the same way. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We just kind of want them all to be the same length. So now we kind of want to move the string to where it's at the top. It'll be at the top. Does that make sense? So what I did, here's our string. Shake it out. Here's the string. We want our string to be on the side, but we want to trim from the top again. So we're going to move the string like over a little bit. So now it's back at the top. And then you're just going to slide this little bit up over here. And then again, we're gonna flatten this part. Put this back on, grab it a little bit, and then we're gonna trim again because the side did not get trimmed. Does that make sense? Hope it does. Okay, I think that's gonna be good enough for me. If you see any scragglies. All right, so now we're gonna take this off. Now we're gonna shake it out. And that is basically your palm. Now what you wanna do is also go through and get the pieces that we didn't catch. Just snip those off as you see fit. Yay, super cute. This is why we had a paper to catch all of our stuff. Now, I was being real janky last night. So in order to attach the palm, our loose little strings that we have here, we need to put through the top of the hat. And so I don't have like yarn needles, crocheting needles or anything. So I use my scissors in this, but it would be best to get a needle that is big enough so you can thread your yarn and you can just slip it through one of the knots. So all I did was I put my hat up here and I tried to find like an easy hole in the cable knit part. And I somehow, don't even ask me how I did it. Somehow I put that right there, and then I pushed the yarn through and pulled it on the other side. So this is how my hat looks like on the inside. I haven't cut the strings just yet. But I pulled all 4 strings through different holes. So 4 different sections. And then I tied them together. All 4 of them together, and let me tie it a couple of times, and then I'm just going to cut the string. But it will, if you're out buying yarn, then go ahead and buy some needles that are big enough so you can just thread them through. And that's all I did. Once they were all threaded through, I had 4 different strings, 1 2 3 4, and all I did was tie those strings together like you just saw, and then I'm cutting this off, and that's it. That's how you get your puff. As always, if you have any questions, comment below or email me or whatnot. Also, I'm going to throw this hat in the dryer because if you saw my previous pics, it comes down to my nose. This part does. So somebody told me that the hat shrink too. So I'll be washing the hat. If it doesn't shrink, I'm going to have to like double fold it. So I won't have the ivy leaf anymore, which is okay with me. I'm going to have to double fold it and then just wear it like this, which I think is super cute as well. And I'll put that part in the back. So this would be my front. So iron it out, or iron it to get this crease out right here, and then double fold it and iron it down again. So I'm probably gonna just wear my hat like that. And that is all.